Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video about Drexen's new timer that he made. I'll just be going over how it works and how to put it in your own map. So here I am in game in a test map with this timer. So if I fall into this hole, it'll start the timer and you'll see that the time is like a running clock and it displays. And if I just jump over to the end over here, I can stop the timer by touching the ending trigger. And you'll see that it's pretty easy to just keep doing speedruns. You can just fall right into it and it resets just like that, and no issues where you have to kill yourself or anything like that. Just teleport to the start. So obviously this timer won't really work with multiple people on a server, but it's made for offline speedrunning anyways, so only one person can really use it. So here I am in Hammer. It's pretty easy to get this working in your own map. All you really need to do is just copy some entities as is. Basically, it just uses a bunch of logic entities to switch between digits and increment, and you'll see that each digit is an individual func brush. Now you saw on the map that there was more than one display, so to make more than one you can just copy this set of entities, and there we go, that's all I did. And you only need one copy of this set of entities, so only copy that once. The behavior of the timer might get a little wonky if you make too many copies, so try not to make too many. And Drexen advised against making more than one display visible at any one moment. I know in the earlier test I had two displays in the same area and it actually still worked, so I'm not too sure. So moving on to the triggers, you can resize them so the timer will stop. For instance, if I make it bigger and you just go into this trigger. Personally, I'd recommend making it the same size as your cap point trigger. As for the starting triggers, there's actually two triggers, one to reset the timer and then one to start the timer. So Drexen made it that when you fall into this hole, you'll start the timer. Basically, you hit the reset block first, which will reset the timer, and then you hit the start block, which will start it. And you need to make sure that the player will hit these two blocks in that order, the reset block and then the start block. And then underneath that, of course, is the teleport block to just teleport you to the start. Another thing to note is that the reset block and start block can't overlap. The reset block has to be before the start block. So that's about it. You don't really need to understand it to implement it, so it's pretty simple. And I'd recommend putting it into every map since people are going to speedrun it whether you want them to or not. One final thing, I suppose, is that you could customize the timer to whatever you want. So for instance, you can change the digit color from blue to, I don't know, whatever color you want. So for instance, green, I guess. And you could do stuff like rescale it or get rid of the black background. Just basically customize it to whatever you want. That's it, and thanks for watching, and be sure to thank Drexen for the awesome job he did.